This is Jack Moelmann, and we're in the presence of another fine young organist, and we happen to be in the Westin Hotel in Providence, Rhode Island for the 2011 American Theater Organ Society Convention. Today is...
Well, it's not the 5th.
What is it? It's the 5th of July because it's 1:15 in the morning.
Still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, so we've got Jonathan Ortloff with us, who did a stellar concert here as part of the convention a few days ago, and we just thought we'd find out what he has done in his first 26 years of musical activity. So welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Now, how did you get started in music?
Well, it's not that I remember it, but my family and my parents tell me that I was playing the piano by the age of 3. My feet could barely couldn't reach the floor, of course, and I had very supportive parents, and they got me piano lessons then, and I've been playing ever since. And
Well,
clearly it was something just kind of innate.
Well, how'd you get from the piano to the organ?
I got from the piano to the organ at age 10, about the time that a 10-year-old who'd already been playing the piano for 7 years would get bored with the instrument. And at the same time, our church installed a new pipe organ, and watching that go in made me want to play it. And again, my very supportive parents, against the recommendations of my piano teacher, signed me up for organ lessons at our church. And my first organ teacher, our church organist, gave me, he was appalled that I'd never heard a theater organ before, and gave me a copy of George Wright playing My Fair Lady. And I have a very distinct memory of listening to the CD in the car and thinking, he's given me the wrong CD. This isn't a pipe organ. How could this possibly be a pipe organ? It doesn't sound like one. And as they say, from then on I was hooked.
Well, theater organ is certainly different from church organ. How about electronic organs like Hammonds? You know, we've experienced the Hammond here at the hotel.
It's something I've not had enough experience with to really know what I'm doing or to feel comfortable. They tried to get me to play it a couple nights ago, and I didn't, because
well, it's different.
It's very different.
Everybody used to have Hammond organs years ago, and
yep.
Let's see, how many conventions have you been at?
This is my third. I was first at the 2008 convention in Indianapolis, where I won the competition, the ATOS competition. And then I played again as part of the award for that at the 2009 convention in Cleveland, and then was asked by my home chapter here, the Eastern Mass chapter, to be a featured performer at 2011.
Are you into the technical parts of this industry?
It's how I make my living, being an organ builder. I've worked as an organ builder for 9 years, summers after school, and then after I graduated from college in 2009, I've been doing it full time. It's the career I've chosen. It's what I'm going to do, and in fact, I've just spent just about this whole convention in the chambers, in the relay room, and in the console of the fabulous 5-manual Wurlitzer at the Providence Performing Arts Center that was in the Marlboro Theater in Chicago, putting the organ into a state, into a performance-ready state. Glad to be able to do it, so that we could play on it. But that's my real passion.
Did you make headway with it?
Well, when we started, the list of dead notes ran onto 2 pages of a legal pad, and we triaged it. We replaced at least 3 dozen secondaries and chests, and there were more jumpers in the console than there were stop tabs, practically. But we did make it work, and I performed a program on it on Saturday. And
Certainly did.
And David Peckham performed a fabulous program on it tonight. So it was well worth it, because it's a hell of a sound in that space.
So you're going to spend more time building organs and fixing them or playing them? What's the mix here?
Like I said, it's building and restoring is my primary profession, but when I can, I get out and perform. You know, I've done, gosh, already 15 performances this year, and it's only July. And so it keeps me busy. It gets me around traveling. It gets me to places I've not been, hear organs I've not heard or played before, and to meet some great people.
What's the most exciting one in your your short career? What's the most exciting thing you've had so far in terms of the venue, the instrument, the audience, whatever?
Well, the audience is an easy one, and that was actually just last weekend. No, it was last week on Monday, a week ago. I played at Balboa Park in San Diego for 2,300 people. I walked out on stage and said, now you people all realize you're here for an organ concert. It's just incredible. They get 2,300 people for an organ concert. So that would certainly be the most spectacular audience I've had. In terms of venue, there are so many that have been spectacular, but I think in terms of uniqueness, playing and recording a CD at Gray's Armory in Cleveland, that fantastic Wurlitzer with that huge room, is the most unique that I've played in.
Not counting recent experiences, but what do you think was the most challenging, or the one place you will never forget from everything going wrong, or you hated it, or you'd never want to go there again?
Well,
you don't have to name the place, but if you want.
Well,
you can.
you know, I'll answer that question this way. I was very, very fortunate to grow up in theater organ playing in Rochester. I hadn't really played the theater organ before I got to Rochester for school, and had access to the fabulous Wurlitzer organ there, which is maintained excellently. So, with few exceptions, everywhere else that I've gone it wasn't quite up to that same standard. But one realizes, especially when one is a technician, that the people who maintain these organs do it because they love them, because they love hearing them, they love getting their hands dirty on them, and they're very proud of them. And many of them are exquisite and a joy to play, and some of them, as with anything, can always use a little bit more TLC.
What place, what organ do you look forward to in the future? Someplace you haven't been. The ultimate, when you arrive at this place and be able to play for a public performance, you've achieved something beyond your expectations at the moment. I know you got a big life ahead of you.
Well, right. In terms of getting to a venue and an organ that is just right up there, the pessimist in me says it will never happen, but getting to play at Long Island University on the Publix 4 in their gymnasium, the former Brooklyn Paramount, a completely original organ, thrilling sound in a huge room. I hope that it's still around for me to play in the coming years. Has a bit of an unsure future now.
You can play basketball at the same time.
Exactly, or do gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sort of bringing this to a close, what advice would you have to people younger than you that might be interested in music, that might be watching this? Some inspirational message or caution or anything else. In fact, you can talk either to the building part of it, or the technical part, or the playing part.
Well, you will meet, and this has really struck me in the last few years. In our field, in our profession, you will meet some of the most passionate, driven, and generous people. There's kind of a self-preservation aspect to our art, whether it be playing or performing, that we have to encourage anybody, not just young people, but anybody who shows an interest in our art. And everybody seems to realize that. And since I first got into this, I have been met with incredible, like I said, generosity and support from much older people. And I don't know how common this is in other fields, but it's something really to look forward to. And don't be afraid. Yeah, organ people are weird, but don't be afraid of letting them help you, because they really want to do it. They want to help you. They want to help the instruments. And like I said, most of them are volunteers, and they're doing it because they really love it, and that's a very inspiring thing to see.
Well, you've got a good outlook, and we want to wish you well.
Thank you.
Today, as we said, is barely the 5th of July, 2011, here in Providence, Rhode Island, and we've been speaking to Jonathan Ortloff, and this is Jack Moelmann, and we'll see you whenever you perform in the future.
That's
Best
right.
wishes.
Thank you very much.